I think we can review this on stream. This should be fine. We have a little coaching session requested, so I might do it. So he especially wants to focus on his crosshair placement. His elo, he's from Australia, so the elo is going to be a little bit, you know, the values are going to be messed up a little bit compared to what you usually have. 1932, just got to 2004, then lost 3 straight. Feel like there's a bit of a skill gap running into 2500 plus elo type guys. Not sure if just aim or something else. Well, we will discover that. Let's look at this. Another Anubis, but that's a good map because crosshair placement is actually incredibly important here. Not that it wouldn't be on other maps, but it's a good focus point for this map. The crosshair placement here seems completely fine. You're aware of the distance you need to take to peek the correct angle. You spotted the city there. Maybe first thing that I'm spotting here is that you're kind of having your crosshair glued to the wall that CT is going to peek. And that would be perfectly fine if he jiggle peeks and you have a time to react to the shot. But that's not going to happen most of the time. If CT will peek you, you're going to have to readjust your crosshair and kind of like trace him out of the wall. So crosshair placement, when you're kind of holding and waiting for a repeak, shouldn't be glued to the wall. You should give yourself like a leisure or like extra benefit for already predicting where CT will peek into you. If he jiggle peeks you, he's not going to kill you. So that's not the dangerous thing. If he peeks you wide, he starts shooting you, then you have to readjust. And that is actually what happens here, where CT is kind of peeking and you flick away because I will slow you down. You kind of like overflick to the left because you're not even ready for the fight and your crosshair placement is poor here. You see, like it's glued to the distant left wall and now you react to him and you overflick. So that's important part when you have to understand crosshair placement. Now you're like, after you did this mistake, now it's much better. You see, like you give yourself at least a bit of pixel distance here in order to give yourself time to react to the shot. But before that, you were glued to the wall. I like your crosshair. The dot seems pretty nice. Okay, again, like you're pathing into cave area with your crosshair literally glued to the wall. And if CT is peeking you, you're putting yourself in disadvantage. Just put your crosshair, let's say, here when you're coming close, okay? This gives you, again, chance to react properly and maybe you will predict the exact distance that CT will pick and you will kill him first bullet. Here, you're almost guaranteed you will have to flick. And therefore overflick because you're not ready for the fight really. Now the pre-aims are good. Pre-aims are good, but when you're tracing around the wall thing and you're expecting a peek, that's when your crosshair really does you more harm than good. I was off angle by CT. It was hard to spot him. I would suggest that after you make that entry kill and you're alone coming out of cave, just let your teammates work. I mean, they're coming 4 from B main, and if you die here, it's gonna put them in a tough position to refrag. Meanwhile, if you just survive here and you don't go out, it's gonna be much better. Just for the future reference. I know you feel like you can take a lot of space, but if you're alone coming from one direction while the rest of the team is coming from the different choke point, your life becomes like 5 times more valuable. Now it's pretty good. Like you see, the more distant angle you're holding, the better your crosshair placement is. Now you're giving yourself again fair bit of distance if CT ever peeks you. Obviously, it's pretty rare that CT would peek you in this scenario, but if they did, I think your crosshair placement is pretty good. If it would be off if they pick you from the water, but obviously it's hard to predict if they're going to be up on the ledge or down in the water. Pre-aims in general, pretty good so far. But this is reoccurring theme I already see, that whenever you swing this and you're clearing close angle, this pillar close angle, you love to take this pathing, like you're hugging the close wall and you look here. And you're putting yourself in a disadvantage because CT will see you first every time. It would be much safer for you, I feel like, if you decide to hug this wall instead. So you kind of like path around the molly and then swing when the molly fades. You will be further away from the wall, and it will create much more like equal duel, because the distance the wall between CT playing here and you will be kind of like in the middle. This distance will equal this distance, right? So you will see each other at roughly the same time. And again, you're doing kind of same thing where you're going alone from a one choke point and you're just overcommitting way before your teammates. You won the fights here, but again, if you died after that first duel, not good. Same scenario as last time. Ooh, you kind of like lazily cleared this. Yeah, I feel like you were thinking like two previous rounds. This was clear, you didn't have a fight, and you kind of ignored the option that CT would be playing in front of your molly. It felt like you were unaware, or yeah, you did not expect him really to push through. Dude, this is getting too stale. Like, for the fourth round, I'm watching exactly the same approach. Okay. You're kind of misthrowing that molly. First time you threw it good. Second time it was iffy. Now it's completely bad. Like, you are hasting up during your lineup, I feel like. And also, I think you're not clearing it properly again. It's kind of the same mistake as from the previous round, where you died exactly in this position, aiming at the wall, pre-aiming the angle that is there, but you didn't clear the proper first angle. Now you see the molly failed. You have to clear it everything properly again. You're opting to... Your teammate is here, so you maybe have the information that pillar is clear. You even switch your hands to peek this. That's wild. Okay, that's good. Did you see him? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't mind this at all. I think that was good 2 entries. And this time I am not going to comment that you are overcommitting here, because you had teammate almost like straight behind you. Like, this is crazy. This is like I'm stuck in a loop. Like, this is deja vu. Oof, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna get owned by the same play? No, this guy doesn't have flash anymore. Ooh, now I like it. Now I like it, because you're taking deeper angle, exactly what I spoke about in the previous rounds, where you hug the closer wall. Now you decide to go the proper way, I feel like. It might give you advantage here. I think it did. Honestly, if you peeked close like that, you're dead. Oh my god, you got... I think you got scared here. Again, like, you're kind of pre-aiming the correct position, and if CT is there, he should be dead. And he's there, and it seems like you get like startled. Look how much you overflick away from him. I will tell you how I see it, because the first bullet is just... It's on time, but it's super inaccurate because you're still moving. So counter strafing needs to be like almost perfect when you're taking these kind of duels, and if you're thinking about crosshair placement. You can have perfect crosshair placement, but if counter-strafing is just not happening, crosshair placement kind of, I don't want to say goes to waste, but the effectivity is lowered by a lot. So first bullet goes above his head, and then overflick happens. You miss 2 more bullets or 3, and well, then you start hitting him. It's crazy how he's not hitting you at all. I want to see how that is possible. Oh my god, the fight of the century. I like this preamp, like you're owning people when you're exiting that cave. Oh my god, this got never cleared. It's gonna be rough for you. Smoke soon fades. Yeah, you're just completely tunnel visioned on this fight here. This guy just kills you for free. I think this was a moment where after that initial kill, you could have gone for more and actually clear backside properly. Again, because your teammate is right behind you. He's gonna... I think for the first time, CTs actually broke the smoke. And you were out of there just in time. That was quite lucky, I feel like. This is like the thing. You could have easily gotten killed there because you're doing same shit every single round. Which isn't bad, but CTs, you know, they're trying to abuse you. He almost killed you there again. I guess he hit only 1 bullet, but... the molly that you're throwing is very, like, inconsistent, I would say. Sometimes it spreads completely through the connector, sometimes it spreads down the stairs, sometimes it fires up the corner that you just killed the guy in. It's always different, and it always kind of makes you wonder what you're gonna do actually in cave area.
Pause. If you want to know how to proper clean connector on Anubis, watch a demo of Zaiwu on this map. Thank me later.
Whoa. I like the attempt. The pre-aim was there, but he was just in a little bit of off angle. I feel like if he missed the shot there with an op, I think you would be killing him, and then you're in 1v1. We're back into the time loop. Back into the round we saw 5 times already. This time it's kind of iffy because half of your team is dead before you even took the cave. Well, I don't want to say it, but you're getting countered because you're just... CTs know that you will take connector at exactly the same timing, and they know when to look and when to stop a block, and they just purchase the knob because all you do is using a smoke early and then using a molly later. Well, if they just hold that while molly is up, they're not gonna have a free kill, but they're at least gonna get a free shot on you, and it's pretty easy one. So I think you're kind of self-sabotaging yourself by forcing the exact same play all the time. But I liked it. Like at the beginning, I think you were doing extremely well. Some overcommitment on those peaks from cave when you were alone, but other than that, can't blame it. I don't like this, but this is from a positional perspective. You, like, I think you assess correctly that playing this angle is good here. Because if they're gonna come middle, you're gonna have a duel that is pretty favorable for USP, I would say. And as soon as you see the guy crossing, he kind of baits you into the open because you want to chase him down. And that's why you see immediately after like 2 more terrorists, and you have nowhere to hide. You're just in full open, and you would have to hit like 3 nasty shots to like not die. And if you die here, well, the round is pretty much over. 2v4, and you lost control of the side. So here he baits you in. I don't know why you go forward here, honestly. I think standing there in that angle would be perfectly fine. And if they decide to like ignore you and go here, well, that could happen. But here you're like kind of suiciding, I would say. And I feel like because of that, because they see you going forward, they chase you down. Let's see how it looks from their POV. I think this guy will spot you. This guy locks in on you completely. Like, sees you, and then they go forward. They just chase you down. You see? No cover. I like how calm you were, though, during the fight, and you didn't panic too much by spamming that USB. But positioning, that was probably the issue there. I don't understand why you're starting off this way. Even if you want to throw this HE, I feel like going through middle end camera, you are going to be faster here with the lineup, and then you can instantly throw it. Good jiggle with the molly this time. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, this is pretty good. Like, I like this hold. You did not overcommit, you played on a sound cue, threw the molly, and then took a fight that is super favorable for you because the guy is literally burning inside of the molly. I feel like you always want to go through this beach area, even though you're losing time. Trust me, go through here, and then line up the nade and throw it. And it's gonna cost you the round because he sees you and you don't see them. Yeah, where's the HE? Okay, the HE got lost. No, seriously, where the fuck did it go? Excuse me? Are you serious? Like, it's outside of the map, like you can't pick it up. Yeah, this is just CS2 things. Unlucky for you. The HE got eaten away by Anubis gods. The things you find in a demo sometimes make you wonder how the fuck are we playing this game for money, right? Optimized. Hashtag optimized. Can't believe you're losing this round. Okay, this time you're approaching this connector area, and if you remember, there was exact same situation on the T side before, and your crosshair was glued to the wall. Now it's again like a little bit further away. And as you get close to the angle, you kind of glue it again to the wall. I don't understand why you do it. Now this is a safe scenario. Like, you shouldn't even attempt this. Like, that was pretty sketchy kill. Actually, they gave you the chance to win the round, but even though you have money to buy this, I don't think you should have gone for it. And also another reason why you want to take this pathing is that you will hear these air rushes much faster, you know, because if you hug this wall, you're gonna hear it. But if you go this way, you're never gonna be in time in this wall to hear it. Especially if you take your pathing through heaven into aiming, like it's not that good. You're just giving away any like extra information you could have taken otherwise. It's impossible to get ready for this kind of fights. So, like last couple of rounds on City, I feel like there was not much happening, but it's understandable if you're like a anchor like this on Faceit. It's just gonna happen. Like, you're gonna die during A splits, or you're sometimes going to just try to retake or attempt to retake unretakeable scenario on B side, like 1v3s, 2v4s, and that happened to you a lot. Like, that's why I consider Anubis A side to be honestly one of the least impactful positions in the game when it comes to pugging, because there's very little action towards your side of the map, and you're gonna be stuck in a lot of unwinnable situations where you're left just, I don't know, saving or trying to go for damage. Super not immersive gameplay in my opinion. In pro play it's a little bit different, but at least T-side Anubis was fun. But I feel like you were stuck in a loop where you were just doing a lot of things repeatedly. You were sometimes getting countered, sometimes not. But whenever you, like, cities attempted to counter you, they were usually successful. I think that was pretty good demo. Like for a level 9, you were in a lobby with a couple of level 10s, playing against 3 level 10s. You were pretty competitive when it comes to individual skill, in my opinion. Also, like, you had a lot of like ADR and clearly you brought impact, but a lot of like micro mistakes. And with the crosshair placement, I think we established your biggest weakness so far. Try to be mindful about putting your crosshair in the positions where you actually expect to be shot from instead of expecting to be peeked from. Because CTs usually, when they jiggle peek, you're not in danger. When they wide peek, you're in danger and he's an advantage. Be ready for the wide peeks, not jiggle peek. Huge shout out to my coffee members for your continual support so I can make videos like this for you. And you should be seeing their names on the screen right now. And if you want to appear here too, please do check my coffee page where you can gain tons of cool and exclusive perks at various tiers of membership. And when I say cool and exclusive, I truly mean it. Go check it out. It's worth it. I promise. Thank you for making my content better and possible.